Hey, fellow builders. Today I want to share with you how you can make your SaaS successful with a simple three-step process and finally escape the builder's trap I'm going to explain. The regular life of a builder is like the following, and most likely you know it. Everything starts with an amazing idea, and you think, I have an idea, and this is it. You're starting completely um, hyped and with a lot of energy and motivation, and then you start building your software because you believe this is the next big hit. You usually then build a few weeks or even month, and then you just decide to throw the thing on the market and start sharing it online. And usually what's happening then is that nobody's buying what what you want to sell. And since you don't like to hard sell, nobody's buying it anyway. And this leads to you having the impression that you need a new idea and maybe even doubting yourself, that you're thinking, okay, this will never work for myself. From here, it happens usually that this is not only happening once, it's happening a lot of times. Like, it starts with the first idea, then you're building a second idea and a third idea, and the vicious cycle repeats. And in the end, you're not really making any progress. And today I want to share with you how you're going to do the pre-sale path. The pre-sale path is where you will be after this video, and I will share with you how you can sell your product and service with 3 easy steps and finally get to the point that your software is helping you to live the life you want to live. And I'm going to share with you also a bonus where I'm sharing with you how I made 15,000 euro in 7 days without any product at all. So let's start. First thing is, it's not 2021 anymore, so that the strategy you're using, the just build strategy, is not working anymore. It's not because of you, it's simply outdated advice. Creating software has become much easier than it has been 5 years ago or 4 years ago, and the markets have begun to be saturated. So in order to make your software product successful, you have to check for demand first before you're going to do the next step and start building. There are some projects like Cal AI, for example, which made it somehow to get like millions of annual recurring revenue just from the hype of it. It's a software where you can take a picture from your food and it's estimating how much calories it has, and it has been a major success. But hoping for a hype is only hope, and this is nothing where you want to build a business upon. And this is why you're going to share the 3 simple step framework. The first thing you have to do is do research. I know this sounds boring, but it's the first step. If you have an idea, there are some things you have to ask yourself in order to make your software successful. And the research you're doing has the simple reason that you're seeing if there's demand in the market. You understand the market and your target audience. You try to find differentiation angles and you get a feeling for the competition. I've seen countless people who are thinking, I have the next big idea for a to-do app, I'm going to solve this. Listen, there are thousands, literally millions maybe, of to-do apps out there. Everybody thought he's going to reinvent the wheel, and finally nobody's buying it. So if you really want to do something where an existing big market is there, then you need a big differentiation. So the first thing before you build, invest a day, invest 2 days, understand your market and what you're going to build there. And the advice, scratch your own itch, this is a good one, but even then, I will show you in a few seconds that this is not the best thing to follow, and I will give you a reason why. So questions you want to answer is, what makes my app better than the existing ones? You should answer for yourself if you're just in love with the solution and if you're on hammer and try to find nails everywhere, and this is like the biggest mistake you can do. You want to see how big is the market. Maybe you want to invent a telepathy hotline for cat owners of Indonesian cats or whatsoever. But if the market is only like 4 people, then you don't want to create a software around it. Make sure that there is a sufficient market you want to target. Are people talking about it? If you can't find people talking about a certain problem, there are reasons for it. Maybe it's not a big problem, or people have found a different way on solving it. And be clear about what kind of problem you want to solve. Last time I've seen on X that someone said, hey, what would it be if we handle every refund with AI? That's not a problem. Refunds are not a problem per se. What is a problem is like where you have where you have like to discuss if it's still an eligible thing for refund or not, and is this something AI can solve? Maybe, but be clear about the problem you're solving. And always ask what are the alternatives. For example, if you look at Netflix, the alternative to Netflix isn't only Amazon Prime. The alternative to Netflix is reading a book, meeting friends, cooking, sleeping, and making love. So these are the things that actually are the alternatives to Netflix, and your app might have some alternatives too. Might it be that people simply use Google Sheets or something like that? And therefore, you really need a strong differentiation. Oops. So tools you can use to do this is Croc 3, deeper research. It's pretty powerful to do that. Then there's Gummy Search. It's also an awesome tool if you want to do research, especially for Reddit. Then there's Buzzabout, what all tries to look on different channels like Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, and so on. And of course, there's good old ChatGPT that you can use yourself. So these are tools where you can start to ask questions and see what if the audience is talking about. And if you get results, then jump into the posts and see what people have commented on what others have posted and get a feeling of what is the market telling you about this problem and is it really a problem for them. So I know it's tedious and it's quite a lot of work, but talking to people is at the end the most important thing you can do in order to make sure that there's a real demand for your software. Step 2 is evaluate. This means that you make sure that your idea is really worth it. This is done pretty easily. The old way was usually that you hope that everything's going to work. You had no plan and you start with building first, and the new way is to start with a certain certainty using AI and pre-sell. So doing the pre-sale or doing the evaluation is very important in order to save time and not just build the 5th or 70th or 100th app idea and nobody's going to buy it, because to hope that it's going to change is pretty unlikely. There's an easy 5-question framework I'm using to evaluate ideas pretty fast. Question number, oops, I had something terribly go wrong. So question number 2 is it a painkiller? You might have heard of it, that there's some softwares which are painkillers and others which are not. I'm going to explain this further in detail in a second. Question number 4 is, are people willing to pay for it? Because if it's a problem, people still have to be willing to pay for it, because there are problems people are not going to pay. Can you find people easily? This is important if you want to scale at some point. I know it sounds amazing to have a software that is hype and sells itself like cut bread. That's something we say in Germany. But still, you don't want to rely on hype. You want to have predictable growth that you can copy always for every new SaaS idea. And then you need people you can easily target. And I will share with you how this is possible. And number 3 is it recurring? This is also very important, because if you have a one-time problem, you can only earn one-time money. And this is not good, because this is much harder to scale a product if people only use it once or twice in their life. And the last question is the market big enough? And only then you are going to build the product. And big enough means, is there sustainable growth for your SaaS in order to do what you want to do? Let's take a simple example. Let's say you come up with the idea to create an AI wallpaper app. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank from 0, like it's very hard, or not a painkiller, to 10, it's a very good idea. And for example, can you find people easily for AI wallpaper app? Maybe. There are like thousands and millions of people who are having smartphones. It might be pretty easy to find them. Is it a painkiller? No. An AI wallpaper generator is nice to have, but actually not a painkiller. People have lived without it, and I think there's not too many who are waiting for this. Is it recurring? Yes, maybe if people would buy it, maybe they would do a subscription and get new wallpapers every day, every week, and every month. So it's recurring, so to say. Are people willing to pay for it? I doubt it. There are like millions of alternatives, ChatGPT image generation, Unsplash, to name it. So I doubt that people would pay for it, but maybe I'm wrong. But I would rank over the 2. And is the market big enough? I would say yes. That's actually a point. What I do next is I multiply all of those and get to a number. In this case, it's 560. That's not too much. I will do another example where it makes much clearer how this ranking works. It's the software Cursor AI. If you know Cursor AI, it's a tool that helps developers to develop faster, and it has been quite a big hit. So can you find people easy? Yes. Developers are easy to find it too. Easy to find because they hang out on Reddit, X, LinkedIn, and they can easily be approached through ads. Is it a painkiller? Yes. Writing code is tediously and takes a lot of time, and if something helps you to write it faster, that is definitely painkiller. Is it recurring? Yes. You not only do it once, you need it continuously if you're a developer. Are people willing to pay for it? That's another thing. Maybe they just use ChatGPT or other tools or a Stack Overflow. So that they are willing to pay, I would say it's very likely, but not 100%. And is the market big enough? Yes, hell it is. It's like a very big market. And now suddenly you see that if you multiply all of these, you get a point of 70,000 instead of the 560 before. And now you see that if you have a good idea, the numbers add up pretty fast. So the results could be like something like this. These are just examples. You see our wallpaper randomizer, I have 1,000, AI meeting notes, subscription tracker, remote work assistant. If you had ideas like this, then you can easily score those ideas and then only focus on one where you think, okay, this is really a good one. And everything is about, can you move fast and still get some data from the market? Step 3 is pre-sale. I don't know if you are a builder, you're more like an artist maybe, and you love to build and you hate to sell. But to be honest, if you want to be successful, to hope for the next hype is like the most dangerous thing you can do. Hence, what you need are signals. And I know that signals that you might post in the Reddit forum, in the Reddit subreddit, and people are saying, yes, you have an amazing idea, continue doing it. But this is a rather weak signal because people have no skin on the game. Writing a comment and giving a thumb up is like pretty easy, and it's a weak signal. It's a signal that people would like to buy a software, but not all signals are equal. Then there are signals where people have much more skin in the game, and we're going to look at them deeper. So weak signals are like posting on social media platforms, getting likes and comments, and if there's existing competition. Existing competition is a signal that your idea is worth it, but it's not actually that people are going to pay for it. And your mom is not really a signal too, at least not for your software. And if you're not targeting moms, I would say. So yeah, medium signals are signing up for a waiting list. I know waiting lists are the big hit in the builder community. Oh, I have people who signed up for my waiting list, but seriously, I'm signing up for all different things and I wouldn't pay for it. I would just sign up and see what's happening. And sometimes I'm even forgetting what I signed up in my wait list for, and then wonder, what is this? What's trying to sell me something? So if you're doing wait lists, be sure that you know it's just a medium signal. If people respond to your outreach, this is a good thing. Real conversations is a good thing. Reaction to ads is a good thing because they can be scaled. And what is a strong signal is if you have direct monetary proof of real demand. If people opening their wallets and give you money, this is when the magic happens. This is where you want to be. Otherwise, it's simply a weak or medium signal where you can't rely on. So if they pay you money, if they prepay you money, or if they do crowdfunding contribution, this is where you want to be. And this is a strong signal that you are onto something. And you can start with talking to your friends. But pre-sale, I know you hate it. You don't want to be salesy. You don't want to sell at all. You just want to build. I know that. I get you. I've been there too. So sorry, I have to say it to you, but you have to start selling, or you're just keeping to do a hobby or hope to become a hype. But hoping for the hype can take your entire life. Selling is the easiest way to proceed. So I will share a simple strategy with you that isn't too salesy and still can help you to succeed. So I would encourage you to start small. Start to message one person potentially using your software. That could be even a friend. But go and ask for their opinion, do a minimal offer. A minimal offer is like, hey, would you be willing to give me $10 if I solve it? And of course, if I don't solve it, then you get your money back. Give me 4 weeks, 3 days, whatsoever, how much you need. But I need a clear signal that people are willing to pay for it. Do this with some people and get used to it, because if you're delivering value, they will get something in exchange. I did this and got in 7 days 15,000 euro revenue. And sorry that this is in German, because I've done it in German in the past. I had the idea for an AI sourcer. Means it goes through LinkedIn, downloads the profiles, and see if the person matches certain job criteria. And what I then did from here, I first check that I can do it technically, because this is important. I downloaded some LinkedIn profiles, I run them through the AI, and from there, when I knew I can do that, I wrote people with a freebie that was like, we scraped 980 LinkedIn profiles with ChatGPT and evaluated them. That's actually what I did. So it wasn't a promise that was out of thin air. It was something I did, but I wasn't sure how well it will work. So what I then did was pretty easy. I started to write people on LinkedIn, owners of executive search companies, and ask, hey, if I could cut down your research time from 2 weeks to 1 day, is this interesting for you? Would you be open to talk about it? And then I told them, hey, listen, I've tried it. We can scrape the profiles. I evaluated some profiles, but we're still in a very early phase. Everything done right now is done manually. Would you be open to do it? And from there, people asked me, cool, what does it cost? And then I sold to them. And I sold like 7 times only in the first 7 days with my outreach, because people were very interested in AI sourcing, and executive search firms could profit from it very easily. So if you want to make sure that your SaaS is a success, go the pre-sale path. Start with the research, then evaluate, and then pre-sale. These are the 3 simple steps you can do to use pre-sale in order to make your SaaS a success, and not wait for the next big thing to happen just by chance. If you're interested to learn more about on how to pre-sell and validate your SaaS before you build, I can highly encourage you to watch my next video where I'm talking about that topic. And I'm happy if you subscribe and comment if you have any questions on this. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.